Today is September 11th, 2025. This is Read Through the Bible.
Hi, everyone.
And we are in the book of Ruth, going to finish it today.
That's right, chapters 3 and 4.
Yeah, it only has 4 chapters, one of the shortest books of the Old Testament, that's
right.
for sure.
That's right. And remember, it takes place during the time of the Judges.
Yeah.
And it's a story of hope
Yeah.
in the midst of a very dark time, very dark season
Yeah.
of Israel.
You read Judges and you think, boy, everybody's bad. But there are some lights. There is godly women like Naomi and Ruth, and there's a godly man like Boaz who befriends these people and really helps them. And so the story begins with Naomi going to Moab because of a famine in the land.
With her husband and their 2 sons.
And they marry,
Right.
sons do, and then all the men die.
Right.
And Naomi returns with Ruth.
Right.
They come back into Bethlehem, and
That's their hometown.
It's their hometown, but these are like desperate widows, like dependent. And according to the Israelite custom, when people were gleaning of the field, oftentimes they left some of the stocks for really the women and the poor to come and glean to provide for themselves. And Ruth had gone to the field of Boaz, who was actually a relative, and Boaz took care of her.
That's right. And it's all a great story, but at the very end of the book, we find out why it's a really important story.
Yep, but we'll tell you what happens when we get
if
there.
you don't already know.
Okay, yep. Okay, so chapter 3, verse 1. Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, should I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? Is not Boaz a relative with whose young woman you were? See, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor." And Naomi here is playing, "Matchmaker, matchmaker, bring me a groom." Okay, "Wash, therefore, and anoint yourself, and put on your cloak, and go down to the threshing floor, but do not make yourself known to the man until he's finished eating and drinking. But when he lies down, observe the place where he lies, and then go, uncover his feet, and lie down, and he will tell you what to do."
This is a cultural practice we don't really have an equivalent for, so don't quite know exactly what this means.
So find out where he's lying, uncover his feet, and lie there. And she replied, "All that you say I will do." So here comes the plan, right?
Verse 6. So she went down to the threshing floor and did just as her mother-in-law had commanded her. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. Then she came softly and uncovered his feet and lay down. At midnight the man was startled and turned over, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. He said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your servant. Spread your wings over your servant, for you are a redeemer."
Okay, we have to stop there. Like, this is sort of code talk, if you will. Sort of like when Ruth first met Boaz, one of the things that Boaz told her was in chapter 2 and verse 12. He said, "The God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." Like, just stay with me. You're under my wings. And she like kind of uses that code back again.
Right.
And
Spread
she
your
says,
wings.
"Spread your wings over your servant." Like, I am looking. So it's sort of like this is the dating thing going back and forth. And then she even said to him, "For you are a redeemer." And this is the key word in the book of Ruth, of this whole idea of redemption. These women are desperate. They need a redeemer to come and save them.
Right.
Buy them back. Right?
So
Provide them a place of safety, a family.
Right. I think she's kind of asking him to marry her.
Yes.
Verse 10. And he said, "May you be blessed by the Lord, my daughter. You have made this last kindness greater than the first, in that you have not gone after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you all that you ask, for all my fellow townsmen know that you are a worthy woman. And now it is true that I am a redeemer, yet there is a redeemer nearer than I. Remain tonight, and in the morning, if he will redeem you, good, let him do it. But if he is not willing to redeem you, then, as the Lord lives, I will redeem you. Lie down until the morning."
Yeah. Basically, Boaz is a willing redeemer.
That's right. I think she said, "Will you marry me?" And he
Yes.
said, yes.
But he said,
if this other guy doesn't.
this other guy has to have
He
the
gets
first option.
Yeah.
Yep, I love how she's called a worthy woman.
Yeah.
Right? The time of the judges, there was a worthy woman. Yep.
Right.
Okay, so she lay at his feet until the morning, but arose before one could recognize another, and he said, "Let it not be known that the woman came to the threshing floor." And he said, "Bring the garment that you are wearing and hold it out." So she held it, and he measured out 6 measures of barley and put it on her. And then she went into the city. And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, "How did you fare, my daughter?" Then she told her all that the man had done for her, saying, "These 6 measures of barley he gave to me, for he said to me, 'You must not go back empty-handed to your mother-in-law.'" She replied, "Wait, my daughter, until you learn how the matter turns out, for the man will not rest, but will settle the matter today."
Wow.
So he's going to go and see if this other man will redeem her, and we'll have to see in chapter 4. Okay, so in terms of like a summary for chapter 3, it's Ruth uncovering and sleeping by Boaz's feet, basically asking to marry her, and Boaz is willing.
Yes, he offers redemption.
Offers redemption. That's very good. Okay, and we get another social custom here
Yes.
in this chapter.
Okay, chapter 4, verse 1. Now Boaz had gone up to the gate and sat down there. And behold, the Redeemer, of whom Boaz had spoken, came by. So Boaz said, "Turn aside, friend, sit down here." And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, "Sit down here." So they sat down. Then he said to the Redeemer, "Naomi, who has come back from the country of Moab, is selling the parcel of land that belongs to our relative Elimelech. So I thought I would tell you of it and say, buy it in the presence of those sitting here and in the presence of the elders of my people. If you will redeem it, redeem it. But if you will not, tell me that I may know. For there is no one besides you to redeem it, and I come after you." And he said, "I will redeem it."
Yep, it's basically, this property, I'll buy that property. I have the means. I'm going to buy that property. Sure,
Right.
I'll purchase it.
Then Boaz said, "The day you buy the field from the hand of Naomi, you also acquire Ruth the Moabite, the widow of the dead, in order to perpetuate the name of the dead in his inheritance."
Yep, get married to her, have children.
Right. Then the Redeemer said, "I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I impair my own inheritance. Take my right of redemption yourself, for I cannot redeem it."
Now, this was the custom in former times in Israel concerning the redeeming and exchanging to confirm a transaction. The one drew off his sandal and gave it to the other, and this was the manner of attesting in Israel. So when the Redeemer said to Boaz, "Buy it for yourself," he drew off his sandal. Then Boaz said to the elders and all the people, "You are witnesses this day that I have bought from the hand of Naomi all that belonged to Elimelech and all that belonged to Chilion and to Mahlon. Also Ruth the Moabite, the widow of Mahlon, I have bought to be my wife, to perpetuate the name of the dead in his inheritance, that the name of the dead may not be cut off from among his brothers and from the gate of his native place. You are witnesses this day." Then all the people who were at the gates and the elders said, "We are witnesses. May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your house like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the house of Israel." Boy, it's taking us all the way back to the book of Genesis. "May you act worthily in Ephrathah and be renowned in Bethlehem, and may your house be like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah, because of the offspring that the Lord will give you by this young woman." Okay, so the idea about taking off the sandal and giving it to the person, that's like it's mentioned somewhat in Deuteronomy 25, verses 7 through 10, like this custom that we don't understand, but sort of like a pledge or something like that. It was taking off the sandal of the feet.
I think verse 11 and 12 are interesting, just referring back to history and events that happened in the book of Genesis with Leah and Rachel, and even with Tamar and Judah. Okay, verse 13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. And he went into her, and the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. Then the women said to Naomi, "Blessed be the Lord, who has not left you this day without a redeemer, and may his name be renowned in Israel. He shall be to you a restorer of life and a nourisher of your old age. For your daughter-in-law who loves you, who is more to you than 7 sons, has given birth to him.
Okay, we got to stop there. Like, here's this daughter-in-law who came back, and when Naomi came back, she said she came back empty.
Mm-hmm. But she had Ruth.
Didn't realize that she left with 2 sons. She said she came back empty, but she had Ruth, and Ruth is like coming back with 7 sons because she is such a worthy woman.
Yeah. Verse 16, then Naomi took the child and laid him on her lap and became his nurse. And the women of the neighborhood gave him a name, saying, a son has been born to Naomi. They named him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, the father of David.
The king.
Right.
So I think it is significant that here it was written in the time of the judges, happened in the time of the judges. Mm-hmm. The theme of Judges is 21, verse 25. In those days there was no king in Israel. Right. But this whole story of Ruth being redeemed actually is the way of providing a king in Israel.
Right.
And because basically the judges weren't working, right?
Right.
A king will work.
Yeah, and so not only are Ruth and Naomi redeemed, but really the nation of Israel is getting redeemed here.
It's a great story. It kind of expands a lot bigger than we think. And the whole redemption gives a picture of Jesus who redeems us from our sins.
Yeah.
And then we end with a genealogy. Now these are the generations of Perez. Perez fathered Hezron. Hezron fathered Ram. Ram fathered Amminadab. Amminadab fathered Nahshon. Nahshon fathered Salmon. Salmon fathered Boaz. Boaz fathered Obed. Obed fathered Jesse. And Jesse fathered David. That makes Ruth David's great-grandmother.
Right. And so really, this is the backstory of King David. Mm-hmm. This is the story of the great-grandparents of King David.
Yep. Okay, well, that finishes the book of Ruth, and since it's so short, we're not going to do a special recap edition. However, we have a surprise for you this afternoon. Okay,
Stay
bye-bye.
tuned. Bye.